Welcome back everyone. You may have just picked up an Xbox Series S or Series X, and you may be wondering why your Xbox Series X or S controller is just not working with your console. Now, the process to figure this out is very easy, and hopefully, most probably, this is a brand new console, so you're not going to have too many hardware issues. Typically, this may be a software issue and or just a wire issue. So you first want to determine whether you're trying to connect your controller via a wired connection or a wireless connection. If it is a wired connection, what you want to do is you want to take a USB-C cord, just like any other USB-C cord. Typically it's like an Android, charger. You want to plug that into your controller, and you want to plug the other end to the front of your Series S or X, and you just want to wait a while. Typically your Xbox Series S or X should be on, and so at this point you just want to go ahead and hold down the Xbox home button on your controller, and typically this should end up actually turning on your controller. If not, your controller should actually go and be connected to your Xbox via a wired connection. If your controller is not picked up on your Xbox through this method, the best thing to do is to make sure your Xbox controller isn't connected to another console. If you're trying to connect an Xbox One controller, make sure your other console is disconnected. And also you may want to check that your wired connection, aka your wire, is totally fine. There's been many cases where for some reason, everything will be fine, but the wire itself is not. So if you're using a wired connection, please make sure that the wire you use is good. You can always go and disconnect this wire and use a different wire as well. That's totally an option. Now, if that doesn't work out or you're not using a wired connection, what I would recommend next, obviously through the wireless connection portion, is first of all, make sure your controller is charged up or is, able to be turned on. These things do take AA batteries, so you need to make sure that it's fully charged. If you're using that type of battery set, if you're using a, battery, rechargeable battery, then obviously make sure those work. Now, at this point, you want to go ahead and connect your controller how you normally would. Go ahead and hold down the Xbox home button as well as the sharing button on your controller until it starts beeping or it starts, the light starts going off. And then you want to go to the front of your Xbox Series S or X and then just hold down that share button on the front. And your controller and your Xbox should find each other. And if that doesn't work, again, what I would recommend doing is making sure your Xbox controller is not connected to another console. If it is connected to another console, this can sometimes cause problems. So you may want to go ahead and step back, check any other device that you have and make sure it's connected. The next thing I would recommend doing is making sure your Xbox Series X or X is plugged in. If it's not plugged in, you can probably have some issues. But at the end of this, if this wireless method still doesn't work, I would go ahead and recommend using a wired method like I mentioned before. That will actually alleviate a ton of issues that can probably happen, as there's always issues that arise. So I would recommend going about that way if you have the option. So these are just a couple ways to go and fix it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly, everything else, every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.